frame look.
I know. I guess we're gonna find out in post-production. Welcome back to the Talk No Jutsu podcast, where we catch Josh every episode off guard. A lot to talk about today, a ton. Before we get started, though, Instagram blew up-ish, kind of. We got over 500 views videos.
We thank for all the support. More content is coming.
No, that's it. That's it. I just wanted to blow up once, and now no more content.
Kevin also.
What'd I do?
Kevin also may be deported.
Oh,
but
I'm not gonna get political here.
Yeah, we're not gonna get
Next
political.
episode might be from Mexico.
Okay, wait. Well, let's just clear. He's not illegal.
I am very illegal.
He's not illegal, but
Substances inside me are illegal.
he may be deported. But that's neither here nor there. What is here and there? Go ahead.
Yeah, our favorite illegal alien, Superman.
Oh man, what a transition!
Man, I mean, one of the greatest illegals of all time. He's got his own comic book. He's got his own everything, and he's gonna have a reboot movie directed by James Gunn.
Yes, Superman Legacy. Actually, no, it's just Superman now. Drop the legacy.
Just realized something. I'm not wearing any Superman stuff. I got Marvel. I don't have DC stuff. And he's wearing my Hero Academia for some reason. Yeah, at least I was kind of on topic comics-wise.
First of all, this is closer to the Justice League than that. Anyway.
Technically, this ripped that off.
They ripped
That's
off,
a separate discussion.
they ripped off the Justice Society. Anyway.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Superman. I'm excited for it. I like David Cornsweet. He's okay. I mean, I am excited to see this movie. James Gunn is okay. Guardians 3 was probably the last pretty good Marvel property.
No.
Guardians 1 and 2 are excellent. So I'm excited to see what he does. Did he have any involvement with yeah, he did Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he did Suicide Squad 2.
No, he did. Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah.
That was okay. Starro. But
the third act was nice. I think that was the only
Rat
part that was
King.
good. The whole fight. Yeah. So that was the best.
But no,
part of it.
I'm excited. At least for DCU, hopefully this is the first time they'll try to not copy Marvel and not fold under the Marvel pressure. We know what we've seen. Man of Steel, whatever you take it as, it was a solid foundation. They tried to build upon it, but then they crumbled to the pressure because of the Avengers. They needed to try to make a blockbuster. They forced Zack Snyder to insert Batman into BVS, and we ended up where we are. We ended up where we're here now.
Yeah, it was just not good.
So now we're doing a nuke slate. I love that James Gunn is using the pillars. He's using Batman. He's using Superman as the base for the DCU. Mm-hmm. Set the tone. Superman, no backstory. We're in there, similar to a Spider-Man Homecoming situation. I feel like
he's gonna do it better. I'm not gonna lie.
We're gonna talk about that later.
He's gonna do it better.
But
in Gunn we trust. I've heard people say that. That's kind of sick.
I wouldn't necessarily say I fully trust James Gunn, though.
What?
At this point, he's gonna have to prove it.
Yeah.
But I do like what he's doing. I like that he's establishing the world. Very colorful, very different. Crypto is freaking in the thing. It's like, how do you make an alien dog work? But clearly he's gonna do it. So what are your thoughts in terms of what you think, how he's going to build off, Superman being the launching pad for the DCU? What do you think how that's going to turn out?
So first off, he's definitely not going to crumble to this Marvel pressure. He's already said he's going to take his time to make these movies, make this universe, explain all these characters without the backstories for characters that don't need that backstory.
It also helps that Marvel isn't popping like it was.
But we're going to do that in another video, so stay tuned. So he's definitely going to take his time this time around with these characters, with characters that need that time. Like he said, you don't need this whole, Superman's from Krypton. We already know that. Batman's parents died, we already know that. The way Hal Jordan got his Green Lantern, we already know all this stuff. So James Gunn is basically going to ignore all that and be like, okay, you should already know who these characters are. And the characters that you don't know, they will probably get a better backstory when it comes to the movies. But talking about movies and all that, we have to also mention that he's also doing shows which are going to be canon to his universe, which actually I think I like the most is that he said the voice actors as much as possible as he can, he's gonna make them play the live action roles.
Not sure how I feel about that.
I think for confusion wise and continuity wise, it's good. I think there are certain characters he shouldn't do.
Performance wise, that's kind of iffy.
Oh,
but
yeah.
In terms of in general, I do like that he's. At the same time, I kind of feel like he's making it too expansive because he not only said shows, he said the games, comics, a lot of things he's trying to all tie in together.
Yeah.
Which is cool in its own right. Expanding the universe, I do care for that. But I'm just ready. I mean, we're literally going to get it this year. It seems like they just announced that this was happening, and now we're going to get Superman this year.
Yep.
We've already started getting some of the shows this year and last year as well. But obviously, the big dog is Superman. Also, you've seen Supergirl is starting to film.
Yep. Which we actually got a little picture. I'm going to throw that up. People on Instagram, they got to see this picture before, so go follow us on Instagram. But this is what we've seen so far of Supergirl. My favorite thing, also another thing that I do like about James Gunn, man, I'm glazing this guy, but no, this is just the truth. This is my honest feeling. But I like that he's almost treating his universe as a comic, how the comics go. Because in comics, you'll get soft reboots, you'll get hard reboots. Some stuff he'll take and be like, hey, this is also part of the continuity, and they'll make it official. You know how comics work. So that's basically where he's gonna do. Where stuff that may have already happened or happened in the comics or whatnot, he's gonna take it and be like, okay, this did happen in my universe. It's gonna be canon. So I like that he's treating it in that respect, because I think it's also gonna make it a little bit more easier for him to do not a backtrack, but almost be like, okay, this already happened because it happened in the comics, and it's true here. I think that's one thing that Marvel struggled with, where they would have to backtrack and be like, oh, Captain Marvel or Captain America or Ant-Man was actually in the past as well. There was a past version. But they didn't do a good job. I feel like James Gunn's already doing a better job at this, so it'll help him bring new characters into his universe.
I would say he faced a big backlash initially, though. We know the debacle.
You keep turning off. Go.
We know the debacle of Henry Cavill fired, rehired, comes on Instagram saying, hey, look, I'm Superman, super happy. Just to be fired again by James Gunn. That was that wasn't necessarily the best look. I know there's a lot of hardcore Henry Cavill fans. I do like Henry Cavill. I think he's an awesome actor. I think he was awesome. I wouldn't say he was awesome as Superman, but because of the material that he was given, but his portrayal of Superman, I feel, was really good.
Yeah, he did what he could with what he
did
had.
what he could. Exactly with what he had. But James Gunn is like, okay, no. We're gonna pretty much do away with a lot of stuff. I do think they're keeping Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, or no?
No, that's not. She's not staying.
Okay, so pretty much a new slate, continuity.
Everybody.
So now we get to really just allow James Gunn to flex his creative muscles, kind of be the Kevin Feige to the DCU. Obviously, it wasn't just Kevin Feige who did it, but it's a huge role, and he's taken a major hand in taking control with Superman. So, and obviously we need to see the other big pillar, which would be Batman, and then the third big pillar, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But once we get the big three established, he's establishing it with Superman. I can't wait to see what he turns out. My only fear is he might go too silly. Now, I think Guardians 1 was the best balance of being silly, also being serious, being heartfelt. I think Guardians 2, although it was really good, it also was really silly. Really silly. And then they kind of reined it back with Guardians 3, even though in some aspects they did keep a lot of silly nature, specifically Adam Warlock. But again, that's another topic. But I just hope that he can find the balance with the Superman, especially when you have a lot of silly elements. Again, you got a freaking superhero dog just flying around.
Well, he did that more of like a memento to his own dog, because apparently his dog is like the same breed. So kind of did that to kind of be like, oh look.
But I'm just saying for believability, like that's an easy.
It's kind of hard to.
And also James Gunn loves his animals. Clearly,
He loves his brother too, because his brother's also going to be in it too.
That's cool. I mean, you're gonna rock with your brother.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I like that he includes him in all his little projects.
James Gunn always gonna have him an animal in his movie, as we can tell.
Somehow.
Animated animal, by the way.
Yep. So also another thing too, we were forgetting to mention something else that's going to be canon as well is this show. The one with what's his name? You Can't See Me. John Cena.
Oh, Peacemaker is
Peacemaker.
canon.
That's canon. The only thing that's not canon, he already said this. It was on an IGN interview. We'll probably put the link or put the picture up somewhere. The only thing that's not gonna be canon about that is when he meets, the Justice League from Zack Snyder's universe. Don't know how he's gonna fix that. Josh, what do you think?
He's probably just gonna ignore it. He's gonna ignore it. They just pass it off as Peacemaker being an insane person, which he is. So he probably won't even ever mention it.
Yeah, that would be probably the best route. Yeah. But that's another thing that's going to be canon. So everything you watched on there is going to be canon. Other things that he said was going to be canon. If they mentioned that it happened, it did happen, even if like the movies contradict. So they did on Creature Commandos, they did refer to the incident with Starro. So that movie, some of the elements from it will be canon, as well as we see one of the dads. I can't remember the name. I'll put him up right here. The dad of the guy who was in command in Suicide Squad 2. He is
Flag.
There you go. Yeah. He's on that. So anything that they do mention from past shows or past movie will be canon. But I would just, in my mind, think, okay, just that event that they're mentioning is canon doesn't mean the whole movie or everything that happened is canon.
I wouldn't think about it too deeply. Mostly,
think about it deeply. They're gonna trip and be like, "Wait, no."
I wouldn't think about it too deeply. It's just I would just take clean slate. There will be very minimum crossover, I believe. The only other thing that I would say is what's canon is in the animated shows, since they are a part of the DCU. James Gunn has stated that all characters that appear are canon in the DCU, but until you see them in live action, their depictions and their likeness isn't final. So I'm pretty sure we'll put it up here, but you see a silhouette of the Batman in Creature Commandos. That's not how the Batman's gonna look. I know you can look at it. He kind of looks like Batfleck. He kind of looks like he looks like Batfleck. He looks like the big beefy Batman that from the Dark Knight Rises, all those, but. Not necessarily mean that's what his costume is gonna look like with the short stubby ears, big logo, jacked body. He may look like that, but at the same time, we don't know until he shows up in live action, and that's when we'll get the final, the depiction of what the Batman looks like. Either way, I'm excited. The Batman probably is my favorite character outside of, in DC. He's just really cool, and
I hate Batman.
The Batman, we'll have to see his portrayal. My only hope for that is that he has a blue suit. I want him to have a blue suit. Blue and gray.
I don't even like how it looked like in Zack Snyder's. I don't think I'm going to like it in his universe. I just like the black. It looks cool.
Are you talking about in The Flash?
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about The Flash.
We're going to talk about The Flash. Actually, let's get it. No, we're not going to talk about it. We're actually going to forget about that.
That did not count.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Another thing, I'm gonna go ahead and show you.
Also, did he say that the Flash, the actor Ezra Miller is out?
Oh yeah, Ezra Miller's out. But everyone is out from that horror of a show that was DC, except for John Cena's character, except for
Margot Robbie.
SFE. He hasn't made it official. He hasn't said anything. Yeah. But she is a great actress, so I think he did say he would want her back. I'm not sure if he meant as Harley.
I couldn't imagine not having that Harley character.
It would be nice to have her back, but these are some projects that have been announced. Brave and the Bold, that's gonna be a Batman.
Now let's talk about that real quick because I have a theory about Batman.
Okay.
So the Batman was supposed to come out this year, right? I think it was supposed to come out this year, and then it got delayed to next year.
He's talking about the other Batman.
The Batman. Yeah. Matt Reeves, the aura farming Batman. I mean, and then it got
what a movie. That was a great movie. Honestly, I think we should do a review. Y'all let us know in the comments if we could do a review.
Actually, we will do a review of the Batman, regardless of what you guys say.
The
Penguin. Yeah. But then it got delayed a second time. Okay, and around this is happening is when the DCU talks is happening. They're asking James Gunn, they're asking Matt Reeves what's going to happen. And Matt Reeves when all this started first going down, Matt Reeves was hard on no, it's going to be separate. James Gunn himself even said, yeah, I asked, but they're doing their thing, we're going to do our thing. But now recently, just a few months back after the last delay, they asked Matt Reeves about what's happening. He said, we'll just have to see how it plays out. Now, look, big brain time. I believe that all these delays are happening because they're trying to figure out a way to seamlessly put the Batman into the DCU, Robert Pattinson, David Cornsweet. I want to see it happen.
It would be cool.
He may have too much aura, though. That's the only prop for the
That's true. That's true. Because it was a very dark movie too,
too much
and it looks like
aura.
James Gunn's going for more of a light universe, which kind of
Yeah.
sucks for DC because DC is supposed to be kind of dark. But I hope he does a good job, unless he's just doing it for Superman, because Superman looks like it's gonna be a pretty.
That's the
lighthearted
thing.
movie.
Superman is light.
Yeah.
Batman is more. He doesn't have to be.
Dark,
We
brooding.
don't have to have the Zack Snyderverse type of dark brooding.
Everywhere.
He was aura farming in that movie too, but. But I would personally want to see him in the DCU, only because we've gotten Batman several times. We have the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, which those are classic movies. You can't touch those. You just can't. Then you get the Zack Snyderverse. We got Batman a little bit. He was killing people. We're just gonna leave that Batman alone. But obviously, Batfleck, he's very popular.
Did he ever actually kill people? He just hit people really hard.
Did you watch? So yeah, Batfleck, he was killing people. But my point is that we've gotten Batman. And then obviously, the GOAT, 89 Batman. He also kind of killed somebody. But the point that I'm making, we've got Batman several times, several Batman movies, and we never really get a fantastical Batman. Even the latest, the Batman, he's really not that fantastical. I would love to see a Batman handle more fantastical villains, like a authentic Bane or a Clayface or a Mr. Freeze. Mm-hmm. Or just some villains that are more fantastical, because Batman, he doesn't have to fight more just like human type enemies. He has a lot of fantastical enemies as well. You got the Poison Ivy. I mean, I know we had Poison Ivy, we had Mr. Freeze before, but not they don't really count. Even the Mad Hatter, that would be good, even though he would be kind of close to the Riddler. But the point is, I would love to see Robert Pattinson's Batman and his portrayal start taking on these more fantastical villains, and I think that would be perfect for the DCU to introduce.
No, that would be great.
And also the Robins, we haven't got
which actually the Brave and Bold is gonna have.
Yes.
They said 2 Robins at least. I heard some people saying there was gonna be 3. I think that's gonna be too much. I don't think they're gonna do 3. 2 for sure. That would be nice.
I would love
Which ones they're gonna do?
I would love to see.
I want to see Damian.
No.
That's my favorite
Batman.
That's
is my favorite,
Robin.
but the second is Red Hood. It's just like Batman, except he uses guns.
Yeah.
Red Hood would be awesome. I would love to see a Into the Red Hood type story in live action. Into the Red Hood, probably one of the best Batman stories ever, with Batman taking on the Red Hood, and the Red Hood being his match, other than he has no morals. So I really would like to see that be portrayed. Start with a young Jason Todd, but I also want to see Nightwing. There's a lot of characters that we haven't seen before. Nightwing, even Damian is cool.
The only reason I said Damian is because in Creature Commandos, the whole storyline is that they're trying to stop the princess from this place because she's gonna take over the world or whatever. That's not the point of this. The point is there is a flash forward where you do see a Robin stabbed through his back, just laying there. Most people, by the way the Robin is built on there, again, it's pixelated and it's animated, so you can't really see it, but he looks closer to a Damian than any of the other Robins, only because he's short and stubby, and Damian's known to always usually show up short and stubby.
I will say they'll probably have to retool the Damian storyline for live action for a modern audience. That's neither here nor there. We're going on a tangent. We can do a whole deep dive on the Batman, Brave and the Bold, and the thoughts that we have later
behind it.
But just keep on going with what we got.
Yeah. So
I just will say I'm most excited for the Batman, Brave and the Bold.
You can tell he likes Batman.
I love Batman. Yeah,
which I hate Batman. But that's gonna be a whole other video, probably an hour rant. But another thing is confirmed, the Lantern TV series that will be in conjunction with HBO, which they did just cast or about 4 days ago. Ulrich Thompson as Sinestro, just coming in from Variety and a couple other sources. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see that. They did already confirm though that Jon Stewart is going to be taking the lead, if I'm not mistaken, on that show. So there will be a
there'll be multiple. There'll be a Hal Jordan.
Yeah, there'll be a Hal Jordan, but he won't be taking the lead. I mean, it is called Lanterns, so we're going to be getting a lot of different lanterns on there, which I'm excited for. I hope they can balance it well, because a lot of these lanterns don't get along with each other. Down to the comics, animated series, they don't really like each other, even though they're on the same team. But that's a conversation for another day as well. We do have the Authority also going to be confirmed. Swamp Thing, not sure how they're going to do that one.
That's another one I would like to see. Remember years ago there was going to be a Swamp Thing TV show. It was going to be a horror show. And that got canceled. I would kind of hope that the Lanterns would be a movie instead of a show. I know there's a lot of interpersonal politics within the Lantern Corps, and it's a lot that you can flesh out, build out. It's not just Hal Jordan. It's not just Jon Stewart, I know, but they're the main ones. You know, that they'll be the ones branching out. But it is a lot. Yeah. We also get to see some in action on the Superman trailer.
Superman, yeah, we're gonna see Guy Gardner on
Guy
that
Gardner.
So
obviously he looks very stupid, like he's supposed to, which I love.
Which people are making fun of that, but I'm like, he's not reading the comics. He doesn't look good in any of them.
He's supposed to look stupid.
Yeah, there's only one where he looks good. I'm gonna put the picture up here. It's a nice haircut they gave him. I think they realized he looked too dumb, and they gave him a nice haircut on that.
And I think they may be a little scared of doing a Lanterns movie because of the one Green Lantern movie we got.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And yeah, so that almost killed Ryan Reynolds' career. But
and then Deadpool saved it.
Yeah, but I will check out Lanterns, of course. If anything, the Penguin, but he doesn't have. Never mind. He don't got nothing to do with that, do he?
The show.
Yeah.
So if they incorporate the Batman, then he will be canon to it.
But he's
in
not.
the same
But
universe.
James Gunn ain't got nothing to do with that.
He hasn't asked. But I think since it's canon to the
Batman, he didn't work on it.
No. He didn't do anything to it. No.
Man, they need to hire those people.
Yeah, they do an amazing job on that show.
Anyway,
We're probably we're gonna do a separate video on those two, that show and then the movie. Also, another thing that was confirmed as well is a Teen Titans movie, which I'm excited for. Yeah, I can already see the from him. I think depending on the order it comes out, I'm not sure because I don't think he said what order they're gonna come out. My computer keeps turning off. It's just pissing me off. So if y'all see me like playing with it, that's what I'm trying to do. But in the order that it'll come out, depending if the Batman comes out first or Teen Titans, I would like to see Teen Titans after the Batman. So that way, if we see two Robins, we'll see it'll make more sense to see them after. Because that way we know, okay, this Robin can fight, and then we're not going to get his first fights or whatever action scenes in a Teen Titans movie. With Teen Titans, I think from what James Gunn had mentioned, I don't think he's confirmed anything, but he does want to go with the Teen Titans show roster. So it's going to be Raven, Beast Boy, Robin, Cyborg, and Starfire. So, which Starfire was also on Creature Commandos, stabbed to the back, dead. He's already hating on these
the Titans show?
Which one?
The live action one.
Oh, that was an alright show. He doesn't think so. I think it was alright. It had stuff it could fix, but I think it was alright. I don't think it was too bad. People hating on it. People just hate just to jump on the train. Josh just doesn't like anything. It's hard to please Josh. He might not like Superman when it comes out. But actually, we're gonna talk about Superman in another video.
I don't want a Teen Titans movie, only because it's starting to get too expensive at this point. We got multiple teams. Like the Teen Titans are basically the Justice League. But I mean, it'll be cool. It'll be cool. It's just finding the balance because it's like, what threat could they be facing that the Justice League wouldn't just clap real quick?
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's my only thing.
They're kind of redundant a little bit. But the thing is, even in the animated series and the comics, they usually come in afterwards and they're like, sorry, we was busy.
Yeah.
Y'all did a good job taking that out. And then they just leave, and that's the end of the show or anime or movie, whatever.
Yeah.
Another thing that also... Just turn it off again. Another thing that was also confirmed was a show or a movie. I think from what most people have been saying, I think James Gunn said that Waller's gonna get a TV series. Yeah, a TV series, not a movie. I don't know how they're gonna do Waller. I mean, I don't know how you can make a whole show about her. It could be a backstory. It could be
Probably just her doing random stuff like she's
killing
been
people
doing.
because she just loves to do that. She's a very mean lady. God. She also was supposed, for those who watch Creature Commandos, she was supposed to help them. I don't know if y'all remember. She was supposed to help them to make sure the team doesn't go wild, and she did nothing the entire show except show up like
Yeah, I
three
mean,
times.
Waller's not necessarily. Waller's not a good person.
She's just the worst person of all time. Clayface, not open if it's gonna be a TV show or if it's gonna be a movie. Clayface was on Creature Commandos. That version of Clayface is dead. It died on the show. Spoiler alert. Should have said that first. But he is dead. So it could be a different actor in the show or movie. Not entirely sure of how that's gonna work. Dynamic duo. That's gonna be an animated movie again. Another way James Gunn's gonna be showing that animations are gonna be a part of his live action universe.
I kind of like that strategy for the only reason that you can fill in the gaps, because obviously it takes a long time. Well, it takes a long time to make both of these projects, but you can then introduce characters, get people used to how they are, and then you can take your time casting who you want,
properly.
Yeah, doing what you want with the film. But you still can give people a taste of the character that they're about to see. I would like to. That would be, and it also can
Some
work.
characters they also can't do live action.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It can allow you to do more super fantastical characters that don't ever have to appear in live action, but can still be a part of the continuity, which is awesome to think about. I think that's pretty cool to see.
Also, other things upcoming that you guys already know is obviously Superman. The Peacemaker is going to get another season. And now what I'm also excited for, which is another announcement too, Supergirl, the Woman of Tomorrow. Also, this is also official, and also it's already been, what's his face? Jason Momoa showed on Instagram stories that he's going to be playing
Lobo.
Man, what a character. I'm like
it's
getting
almost
chills.
like he should have got cast as that at first anyway.
Almost. Yeah, almost like he should have been casted as that. This is going to be, okay, so I don't remember exactly what comic. I'm going to put it up because, again, it's going to be following a lot of comic stuff, stories. It's going to be following a very dark version of, not Supergirl, but her story. So it's going to be very traumatic, possibly what she's going to go through in this show. Plus it has Lobo, and Lobo is not exactly the friendliest DC character. He likes to kill in very exuberant ways. But I'm very excited to see Jason Momoa come back. I'm happy for him, and he seems pretty happy. I mean, I would be too. I mean, just a character I want to play.
How does he get a happy ending and not Henry Cavill?
Stop. Okay, hopefully. Okay, so there's another thing about Henry Cavill. I've seen fan.
And the worst thing is Henry Cavill really cares about this stuff. Like,
he does.
When they asked him about
Very
any of the
deeply.
projects, especially Superman, he definitely cared about Superman. Obviously, it didn't work out for him as Superman.
He's a nerd, so he loves this type of stuff.
It didn't work out for him as Superman, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I definitely think he deserves.
I've seen fan, what do they call them? Fan castings. They would want him to return, but they think it'd be cool if he returned as Zod.
No,
he's definitely Superman. If he returned as Zod, it'd be very confusing for new people, and also I don't think he could play that. Oh, he could play evil guy. He's played evil guy.
Yeah,
in
Mission Impossible. Really a good evil guy.
Maybe he could be the best. What if he just does Zod so much better than Superman? I don't know how. Another thing I'm also worried about too is how James Gunn is going to deal with the villains after movies. Is he going to take the route of
he's probably going to kill him.
Kill him. Okay. But I hope not. I would want to see returning villains. Because also some villains that he's going to use for some shows, I feel like they could transfer over to another show or another movie and be like, okay, yeah, that plan failed, but I'm trying to come back again. Because that's how comics work.
The only thing with that, though, in live action, you got to balance out is the villain. if the characters always beat him, it's like, okay, he's not.
It's
really
redundant.
A threat.
Well, in the
Just
comics,
kinda,
they always
this
get
is my-
beaten
this
too.
is- This is exactly
Yeah.
well. The comics is different. This is exactly my problem with the Snyder cut because they literally beat Darkseid and they just shipped him off of Earth, and then it's like, oh, he sent Steppenwolf. It's like, we beat you. Why are we gonna care about Steppenwolf coming back? And then it's like, he's gonna come back. It's like he came last time and lost
Just
with a
got
less
straight
powerful
hands.
team. So it's like,
But that was a pretty powerful team. There was Zeus, the
Yeah, but
ancient
none of
gods,
them was
a king
as-
of Atlantis,
none of them
a
was
Green
as-
Lantern.
none of them was
Why
as
would he keep
strong as
going?
Superman. That was the whole point.
That's true, but they still defeated. Well, also the excuse that Zack Snyder I think made for that was that he was young and he still didn't know
Stupid.
that
That
much.
means that he's not
So-
scary.
Well,
It's
no,
just-
I feel like it makes the fact that
No,
now that he's
because-
coming back, he's more experienced and now he knows what
No,
he's
it
doing.
was- that
Because he
was-
was like, that's
that
gonna be a
was-
whole rant for
that
another
was
day.
stupid.
We're gonna get
How you gonna come,
sidetracked.
show up, lose, and then I'm gonna send my boy to get you? But we already beat you. We don't care about that.
That's true. That's true. But let's talk about Zack Snyder's universe. We're not gonna talk about that right now. We'll probably talk about it.
Probably do a retrospective on the Snyderverse.
That's
If
gonna
you-
be longer than a
If you
Sunny
want
retrospective.
if you want that, comment it below. We're
No,
gonna do it
that
anyway.
regardless. We're gonna do whatever we want on this channel. Plus what y'all want.
Yeah.
Because that would be nice little retrospective. I'm very excited for James Gunn's universe. I love his plan. I like his ideas. I like his castings. I don't know about love, but I like his castings. I've seen a lot of information for Superman. You guys have seen the set pictures. You've seen all the teasers, all the what's going on with Superman. So we basically already have a pretty good view as how that's gonna turn out. Hopefully it turns out good. It looks good. People are judging the flying already. They're
People
judging
gonna
the
hate.
suit.
People are gonna hate on what they hate on.
I think the suit looks good. I think if we're going for comic accuracy, I think this is good. I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't love the
trunks.
bulk. The bulk. I like the trunks. I don't love the bulk, like the padding. We'll put a picture up. You can see the padding and stuff. I don't necessarily love that, but at the same time,
Henry
everybody's
Cavill
not
was
every.
so jacked, so he didn't need pay. He's so massive. Look at him. He's like walking
Remember
God.
in Man of Steel when he was literally Jesus?
Yeah, that too. That was. Yeah,
I'm saying.
Should have brought him back low key, but
Low-key,
it
but it is
didn't
what it
happen.
is.
But they're judging the flying. They're judging the suit. They're judging Guy Gardner.
Also, to be fair, this is a freaking trailer. It's not even final. It's not done.
And there's already that much judgment to it. And plus, he's also going to have Ultraman, which he hasn't said anything about it,
You
but
can
it
see
looks
him
like
in the trailer though.
he might not be. It might not be Ultraman. He's using almost the costume, the identity.
Yeah.
But he'll probably go by something different.
Lex Luthor definitely will be a reoccurring villain.
Oh, for sure. He has to be. It's Lex Luthor. I like the casting. I love him.
Nicholas Hoult actually wanted to be Superman, but they denied him. So he's gonna be Lex Luthor, which I feel like he'll be good.
Scrawny and tight. He can't do Superman. The other guy is too. Don't blame me.
He is, yeah.
But yeah, but no, I like the casting so far.
my I know this isn't necessarily a Superman video, but my only hope for the Superman movie is that he's not all powerful. I want him to be able to be damaged a little bit because that raises the stakes. Because if he's just all powerful, then. But the point is, all powerful Superman isn't that compelling to me because it's like, okay, he's literally a god. There's no threat that he can face. We see him fighting kaijus. That's probably a villain that could shapeshift. What was his name? What's that villain's name? That could. We need to.
We'll throw him up. I'll find it later.
And then also in the trailer we see Lex Luthor losing some sort of revolver. I know this isn't the trailer breakdown. But we see him using some sort of revolver. That's clearly going to be a kryptonite bullet. My whole
it's not. It's the first time meeting Superman. He's just like, I have you now, and it just bullet bounces off.
My whole point is that it just makes for a more compelling story.
Yeah.
If Superman can be damaged, obviously he's going to still be all powerful, but omnipotent, all powerful is not what I would want because it's too much.
Yeah.
You can't really have a compelling story. If he can be damaged just by other powerful beings, I would enjoy that. And I think James Gunn's going to do it.
So take a comic route basically, where he's damaged by magic, and if you're strong enough to knock him, he'll feel it and be like, "Ow, my bad."
Yeah. And he can bleed. That was a big deal for Batfleck. Can you bleed? But anyway.
Do you bleed?
But yeah, overall though, I'm excited for this universe. I'm really excited for Superman and Batman. Supergirl is gonna be cool. The other, the other stuff, the Lanterns show should be good. I'm not necessarily the biggest, looking forward to shows per se. But the shows will eventually incorporate into movies, so that's good. I'm just overall excited to see how James Gunn is going to take this universe. See, this is his baby. We know he can deliver. He delivered 3 great movies with Marvel. He delivered a pretty decent movie with the DC already with Suicide Squad, better than anything they pretty much did. And now he has full creative control. So it's either going to crash and burn or it's going to succeed. I'm leaning towards succeeding. He seems like he knows what he's doing. For the most part.
Like he has a plan.
Yeah, there's a plan.
At least I feel like I'm confident. Yeah, I'm confident that he has a plan because he talks about it with other DC, with the, we should call that? We should give it a name, like the negative DC or something. We're going to give it a name, something. With that universe, there was no, this is the definite plan. These are the definite shows. They're just
like it was.
Yeah, we're going to make Superman versus Batman. Okay.
Apparently, Darkseid was always the villain, but that
was not evident at all.
It was very quick, went out of. But anyway, we're not going to get disjointed ideas anymore. We're not going to have fights for power. We got James Gunn. You think it's leading to a Brainiac, or is he going to lead to Lex Luthor being the overall villain for a while?
I don't even know. Well, the title of this is, if I'm not mistaken, for his stage 1 or whatever he's calling it, is Monsters.
Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters. Yeah. So I think the villain overall will either be a god or a monster. Could be either or. Who knows? It might not be Lex Luthor. I think
Lex Luthor will be.
We could give him a build up. Like the Superman movie, maybe he loses either quickly or he loses in a pretty bad fashion.
Maybe he doesn't lose, but he just notices. Yeah, the noticer. Get that picture.
I don't know what that is.
He notices.
I'm excited. He looks like he knows what he's doing so far. The only issue I do foresee is that there are a huge, tremendous amount of characters, a tremendous amount of backstories, a huge amount of character development that has to happen. And something that happens with Marvel is that character development will get ruined in a movie that comes later on.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Like Thor used lightning, and then all of a sudden in the movies after that he couldn't. But we're not going to get into that. But I hope that James Gunn does a good version.
To be fair to that, multiple directors handle. People want to tell their own story.
They shouldn't. It needs to follow some kind of.
Well, that's the point that I'm making. But with Marvel, it gets even weirder, especially with Thor. When Taika Waititi did Thor Ragnarok, and he also did Thor: Love and Thunder, and he kind of threw.
We're gonna do a whole video on him. I don't like him. I don't like what he's doing. I feel like, you know what? I'm not gonna get into it. It's gonna be a whole other video. But
he's doing like a Star Wars movie too. Anyway.
Yeah, see, that fits in better because Star Wars already sucks. So what is he gonna ruin that? We're not gonna get. No, you know what? I hate Star Wars. I hate it. That's why we're not gonna talk about it here on the Talk No Jutsu podcast. So if you like Star Wars, go away. Actually, don't go away.
No, don't wait. Come back.
Yeah. We'll do it at some point.
But overall, James Gunn, DCU. I'm excited. I'm excited for Superman. We're getting it July 11th, really, literally right around the corner.
Man, I best believe we're going to be there.
Day one.
Front row seats. Well, not front row. We're going to get
a screener. We're going to watch it with James Gunn. Okay, I lied.
Yeah. What if he sees it? It's just like, you know what? These dudes are chill. I'll watch it with them. We're just freaking out the entire time. So what's your plan, man? Tell us. We won't tell anybody. Just type it down as he tells us. But, we're excited for the movie. We're excited for the universe that he's creating. What would be your final thoughts to wrap this up?
I just hope the Superman does a good launching pad. I think it will. Mm-hmm. It's going to literally set the tone. If Superman doesn't be good, literally all the hype is gone. Yeah. So he literally has to have Superman succeed, and I think he will. That's really it. We'll see this summer, man. Really the blockbuster.
Now we can say blockbuster, because before we say blockbuster, but it was like...
It's the blockbuster this summer now.
You know what I mean? All the other sucky movies. I'm going to put a list of them here. So hopefully this will be a blessing to us, to the fans of comics and movies alike. Don't forget, like, subscribe. I'm excited. Are you excited? Let us know in the comments. Just write it down in a comment. We'll find it at a store. But yeah, just let us know. What do you guys think about his universe? Are you guys excited? Are you not? Or what are your hopes and dreams for it? Just like, subscribe. We're going to be tagging our Instagram. Follow us there. They actually get most of our opinions, or going to get most of our opinions first before we put them here on YouTube. But along with clips, if you have favorite clips or whatever, we'll also post them on the Instagram. So follow JB also at JB versus everybody.
Yeah.
Such a nice name. And then me at Everyone Hates X. So it's kind of like the opposite. We didn't plan that at all. But yeah, we'll see you guys on the next video.
Yeah.
This better not suck.
Probably will.